Ross, we have a little bit of college football news. We'll get back to college basketball. What is the latest? We have agreed on the money for the college football playoff.
Yeah, on Friday, the 9 conferences in Notre Dame, because remember the Pac-2 are not deemed as a conference. They're being treated as independents, Oregon State and Washington State. So the 9 conferences in Notre Dame agreed to a memorandum of understanding that kind of laid out, the ESPN, I think, TV deal, and then agreements over revenue format, and then protections around a future playoff format. And the revenue was the same as we've been reporting now for over a week. All the same stuff. Big Ten and SEC will each get around 29% of the base revenue, 58% combined total that they will get. ACC and Big 12 will get around a combined 32%, around 17% for the ACC, around 14.7% for the Big 12, and then the Group of 5 will get around 9%. It's going to be less than $2 million, but they're hoping more than $1.5 million. It kind of depends on how things work out. But the one thing we had not the 2 things we had not kind of reported on until Friday, they're somewhat new, is Notre Dame. In the issue with Notre Dame, it gets 1%, so $12.5 million a year, which is around the same that Big 12 schools will get, in between the Big 12 and ACC. And you're probably wondering, that seems low. Like, why would Notre Dame be on the same level, as some Big 12 schools or even ACC schools? I think there is a stipulation in the contract that all independents, which would include Notre Dame, UConn, Washington State, and Oregon State, they'd be eligible, the only schools eligible, for a performance distribution bonus. If they make the field, they get $6 million. So there is that advantage for the Irish. So there's that kind of new information. The other new thing is about playoff format. We had reported some of this on Wednesday, and it got finalized on Friday. And that are protections around a future playoff format. So format has not been really formalized. It might not be for several weeks or months, but they have built-in guarantees as part of the memorandum of understanding, which is the top 5 highest ranked champions will get a bid. So it'll be the 4 Power 4, obviously, and then it'll be a group of 5. And then the other part of that is a protection for Notre Dame, where Notre Dame gets a guarantee to be in the field if they're ranked high enough. But that depends whether that's top 12 or top 14 or something like that. That depends on the format being finalized. It depends on how many at-large spots. There's still battering about several different formats. As we discussed, I think formats with multiple AQs, and certainly a format with a guaranteed bye in the first round just exclusively for the Big Ten and SEC has taken a little more backseat, I think, to other formats, including the one that we will have the next 2 years, the 12-team 5+7, 5 highest ranked champions, 7 at large. I think that's still a possibility. I think it's more likely you have a 14-team format, potentially with multiple AQs, or a 5+9, like we've talked about on the show before. I think by the end of this coming week, the deal with ESPN will be signed and finalized because, again, they just signed MOUs right now.
And these guys are busy with the tournament. Yeah, they're all busy.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So it's a 6-year extension, so it'll be through 2031. But a big important note, we talked about it on the pod before, reported about it about a week ago, is a provision, a look-in provision in the contract. That would happen in 2028, or potentially could happen if there's realignment before 28. Obviously, the ACC, as we know, is a little unstable right now. So we could have a look in where things could be changed.
I'm glad, I don't want to give them too much credit because I'm still so ticked off about the power plays here, but I am glad if at least they would back off of, first of all, the egregious automatic buys, but secondly, also like the multiple AQs. Just just play it and earn it on the field. It's going to happen. Trust your own process that you already have all the advantages in, and let it play out in a way where you start the season with everybody having a chance.
Yeah, you would think that would be ideal, but this is the SEC commissioner saying we must respect these other teams making the Final Four when we didn't make the Final Four last year.
One thing left unsaid is how a format will be finalized. And all, I don't know that anything's been officially released on that. All we have reported about last week was that the Big Ten and SEC will have pretty heavy weighted voting there in deciding a format. In fact, I believe them two leagues, the Big Ten and SEC, will have the final say on what a format looks like. Now, they'll be in consultation with ESPN and Big 12 and ACC, but I think in the end they will have a lot of say, maybe the final say in what a format looks like. So, multiple AQs is certainly still a possibility